And now, Eyewitness News This Morning.
And good morning, everyone. We are live here on Constitution Plaza, the site of the 15th annual Taste of Hartford. I'm Curtis Jackson.
And I'm Polly Bell, and we are just hours away from all the food, music, and fun.
What do we got? 25 restaurants, all different types of food.
50 different types of food,
it's
all
like
kinds
United Nations
yes,
of food out here.
Definitely.
Plus we have Mr. Food himself out here with us this morning.
He is right with Nancy Aborn. They're going to be cooking up a storm, and we will be broadcasting live from here today and tomorrow morning. So we're pretty excited about that, although it is a little chilly.
Just a little bit. Let's find out about that. Our Joe Furey in the New England Weather Service. Good morning, Joe.
Hey, Curtis, Polly, good morning. Yeah, it seems like Old Man Winter's a little hungry. He's paid us a visit now and is going to stick around for a while. The month of June, you're not supposed to be down there in the 30s and 40s for morning lows, but that's where we are this morning. Temperatures, are down in the upper 30s in some spots, even some mid-30s in the coldest valleys. That's not for everybody. Most towns are in the 40s, but I wouldn't be surprised with a little scattered frost in some of the coldest valleys to the north and west. 40s this morning. You will need to wear the jacket, as you can see Curtis and Polly have on this morning. And temperatures today just in the 60s with a partly to mostly sunny sky and a pretty good breeze going today again as well. So really it's April weather in early June. The shoreline will struggle and maybe get to 70 at the shore, but that will be a struggle with a mix of clouds and sun as we go for this afternoon. And again, a fairly gusty breeze. So wind is not doing too much in Hartford this morning. Temperature is 49 and across the area 42 at Torrington this morning, 44 at Waterbury and 50 at Groton, New London. It looks like we're going to keep it on the cool side as we head through the next 5 days. I'll be back outside with you guys and give you all the details on that weekend forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, sounds great. Thank you, Joe. Topping our news this morning, 3 people, including a small child, were bitten by a fox in Bolton yesterday. The 3 will now have to undergo a series of rabies shots. Meanwhile, residents wait in fear for authorities to find the wild animal. Dee Griffin has more.
This is the first time the Worsbicky family has been home since they got the worst scare of their lives.
What happened?
Wolf bite me. Wolf bite you.
To little 3-year-old Derek, the big animal that attacked him seemed like a wolf, but it wasn't. His mother, Janine, watched in horror as the animal charged her son.
And I looked through the window and I saw the fox and I saw my son and I seen them both connect and I knew that something was going to happen.
She ran into her yard to grab Derek, but the fox beat her to him.
The fox came down and got my son by the leg and was starting to drag him away. And I went down and tried to hit the fox and the fox tried to attack me. I finally got everybody upstairs and called 911.
When they ran away, so did the fox, but he left his mark behind. Both Janine and Derek were bitten on their legs. Bandages cover spots where the fox chewed on Derek's flesh. Conservation officers searched the woods behind the house, but the animal was not found. Sergeant Rick Lewis says people who live near woods should be aware that they often share space with wildlife.
Especially this time of the year. We have a lot of young wildlife out there, and the parents are out trying to get food to feed the young, so they're on the move. You'll see them during the day, you'll see them at night. They're just trying to feed their young.
If you see an unfamiliar animal, keep away. Do not touch it. Go inside a house or building and always call the police.
The less contact, the less problems that they're going to have.
All the victims will have to undergo more rabies shots as a precaution. Now, conservation officers warn that you should keep small children and animals in the house as they continue to search for the missing fox. In Bolton, Dee Griffin, Channel 3 Eyewitness News this morning.
In other news this morning, tragedy in New Canaan, where a 2-year-old's lifeless body was pulled from a swimming pool. The boy's mother is the nanny for the family that owns the pool. By the time she found her child, he wasn't breathing. She was still trying to revive him when paramedics arrived at the house. A Vernon woman has been upgraded to stable condition this morning after being struck by a car while crossing the street in a motorized wheelchair. Police say 30-year-old Shirley Noah was crossing Windsor Avenue in Vernon when she was hit. Her wheelchair was smashed. The driver of the car was not injured. No word yet on any charges.
A fire last night in Meriden leaves at least 1 couple homeless this morning. Fire crews were called to the scene on Wilcox Avenue to find the 3-family home engulfed in flames, as you see there. There are no reports of serious injuries. The cause, though, is under investigation. The Red Cross is helping those displaced to find temporary housing. Meanwhile, fire investigators in New Haven are trying to find out what caused a fire in a crib that threatened the life of a sleeping 1-year-old girl. It happened late yesterday afternoon in an apartment on Wolcott Street. The baby's 15-year-old sister smelled smoke and pulled the baby to safety just in time. We're told both are okay.
The interim superintendent of Hartford schools, appointed just 2 weeks ago, has found a new job. Benjamin Dixon took over the troubled school system after Patricia Daniel resigned. Dixon, who is also deputy commissioner of the Department of Education, has been hired by Virginia Tech as vice president for multicultural affairs. He begins his new job in August.
It is 35 minutes past the hour. When it comes to brains, it's all in the family for one Granby clan. The Boyden family is 4 for 4. 4 children gracing the podium at their graduations with the title valedictorian. But it didn't start there. It's a family tradition.
They look like regular neighborhood kids just out shooting hoops, but in truth, they're part of a continuing phenomenon, a genealogical tree of high school valedictorians.
My mother and father both were, and there were 6 of us kids, and 2 of us were, one of my brothers and myself, and now my 4 kids.
First there was Lynn, then Lori, then the boys. This year it's Steven's turn. Still, he insists there was no pressure.
Everyone else just told me that they would be proud of me no matter what, and as long as I lived up to my potential and, tried as hard as I could, that whatever happened would be fine.
Even though he brought home all A's throughout his high school years, he still managed to be a regular teenager.
I was still able to do, all the other sorts of things that I wanted. I played sports and still was able to go out.
We didn't even start thinking about this until my daughter, the oldest one, was like a senior, and then you start thinking, oh my gosh, wouldn't it be neat if she ended up valedictorian? And she did.
Mom says she's no taskmaster.
I just enjoyed them. I just treated them like people, and they didn't disappoint me.
That was Melissa Francis reporting, and I don't have to worry about any of those kind of problems in my family. No valedictorians.
It's amazing, though, to have a tradition like that repeated over and over again.
It truly is.
Can you imagine the pressure?
Yeah,
Yeah,
tough.
Yeah. 37 minutes after the hour on Connecticut's news station. Coming up in our next half hour is a toxic landfill poisoning the community around the state's largest university. See why the controversy is still brewing.
And still ahead in this half hour, smoking while you're pregnant. New concerns may have expectant mothers quitting cold turkey.
And new at 5:40, Gap Kids recalls a popular pullover. Details in this morning's 3 on Your Side report when we come back live from Constitution Plaza and the site of the Taste of Hartford. Stay with us.
Channel 3 Eyewitness News. This is Connecticut's news station.